Hey guys, this is Nick from Financially Aware, and in this video I want to talk about the Bigcommerce IPO that was up about 400% recently from its IPO price, and I want to compare it to Shopify, which is their competitor, and how Shopify looked 5 years ago when they went public, and check out the similarities between Bigcommerce and Shopify then, and compare Bigcommerce today to Shopify today, and to compare and see if one of them is more expensive than the other or a better deal than the other. So hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm and let's get started. Just to be clear, neither one of these companies are cheap, as Bigcommerce is trading at about 44 times its 2020 revenue. Okay, that's the revenue, and Shopify trades at about 50 times its 2020 revenue. So right off the bat, that is very expensive, but let's see how they compare to each other. So around the time of the Shopify IPO in 2015, they had 162,000 customers versus Bigcommerce, which has only 60,000 customers now. Their revenue was similar, 33 million to 37 million at the first quarter in March 2015 versus first quarter for Bigcommerce in 2020. And they both had a very similar loss, 5 million about. The market cap of Bigcommerce, though, is 5.2 billion after this run up it had in the last few days from its IPO. Whereas the Shopify market cap was only 1.9 billion after its first day of trading. It went IPO at $17, and its first day of trading it closed around $25, so like a 50% gain. Now, if you take the market cap and divide it by the amount of customers that these companies have, you can get an idea for what you would pay per customer to buy this company. So in other words, the market cap is 5.2 billion. That's the total shares outstanding times the current stock price. So if you wanted to buy this company today, you would have to pay 5.2 billion and you would receive 60,000 customers. If you divide 5.2 billion by 60,000, it comes out that each customer you're paying $86,600 to acquire. And similarly for Shopify during their IPO, you would be paying $11,832 to acquire each customer for Shopify. So right off the bat, Bigcommerce is like 7 times more expensive to acquire a customer than Shopify was in 2015. Now, take that $86,000 per customer and divide it by the revenue per customer per month that Bigcommerce has. So they had a revenue of 30 something million, they had 60,000 customers, and divide those two and divide by 3 for each month of the quarter, you get $183 in revenue per customer for the first quarter. If the payback period to get your $86,000 back from a customer that only spends $183 a month is 39 years. Now, again, this is revenue, this is not profit. So if you spend $86,000 for this customer and you are only getting $183 in revenue, it would take you 39 years to get that revenue back, not even talking about any kind of profit or anything. For Shopify, the same thing applies, and during their IPO, the payback period was 13 years. So still very expensive. That being said, expensive or not, Bigcommerce, this is their stock chart for the last few days. They IPO'd at $24. They went as high as $100. Now they're trading around $80. So if you were one of the lucky people to buy it before the IPO at $24, you could have been up 400% or so. Not many people get to buy the IPO, so it opened around $68. Even so, if you bought it on the open, you had probably a 50% gain in the first day. So not too shabby. Now, compare that to Shopify. Now, Shopify IPO'd at $17, and even if you bought it at the closing price of the first day trading, it would be like $25. It's gone as high as $1,100. So that's more than like a 40 times your money gain over 5 years. So say what you want about how expensive it is or whatever, it definitely is expensive, but I would rather be rich than right. And so obviously I wish I had bought this stock, even though it is expensive, because it has returned 40 times your money if you bought it during the IPO just 5 years ago. So is Bigcommerce going to be something along this line of the gains that Shopify had? I don't know, but let's compare Bigcommerce to Shopify today. So the second quarter earnings for Shopify showed that they had $714 million in revenue, and they actually had a $36 million profit, even though for the full year 2019, they lost $111 million. So only this quarter they made this $36 million, and their customers are somewhere above 1 million customers now. This number is from the annual report, so this was as of December 31st, 2019. They don't specify in their quarterly reports how many customers they have, so you can estimate that it's probably around 1.2, 1.1 million, something like that. However, their market cap is now $126 billion. So their revenue from 5 years ago is up about 20 times. Their customers are up about 16, 17 times more than the 160,000 they had back 5 years ago. And their market cap was 1.9 billion before, now it's $126 billion. So it's about 20 times more revenue than Bigcommerce today, and about 25 times a bigger market cap than Bigcommerce today. And like I said, they have about 16 times more customers than Bigcommerce. Now, like I did before, if you take the market cap divided by the amount of customers to come up with $118,000 per customer, and take the revenue and divide it by the total customers and divide that by 3 for the monthly customer spend in the quarter, you come up with $118,000 per customer that spends in revenue $222 per month. So to get back the revenue that you spent in paying for this one customer, if you were to buy this company, it would take you 44 years just to get your money back in revenue, not profit. So comparing it to Bigcommerce today, it's even more expensive than Bigcommerce is. And by the way, Bigcommerce said in their IPO filing that they use a ratio called the long-term value of a client divided by the customer acquisition cost. And the ratio of those two is 4.4 to 1, which means that for every $1 they spend to acquire a customer, they can expect to get $4.4 in revenue from that customer. So that's not really a winning combination if they're paying $86,000 per customer, and they're only getting 4 times the money for their acquisition cost of each customer. But what does that have to do with the stock price? Probably nothing in the first few months or years or whatever, because everybody is looking for the next Shopify. And so I'm sure there are plenty of people that are willing to suspend disbelief of the price of these things and just buy them because of the beautiful story of the growth and the competition to Amazon and the deals with Walmart that Shopify has and all kinds of stuff. People are just going to hold their nose and buy this thing anyway. So which one is going to have a better stock return going forward? I don't know. But Bigcommerce is very similarly priced to Shopify, it seems. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and let me know which one you think is the better buy in terms of stock return over the next year or so, Bigcommerce or Shopify. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so now. Thank you for watching.